of Gordon's life. She and Ella are tremendously pleased to see so many people here and extremely grateful to you for coming. It's really wonderful to see so many of you, and I will speak as loudly as I can to ensure that everyone can hear me, even at the back of the room, as will all other speakers. Okay. In the weeks immediately following Gordon's death, Lena received an absolute flood of tributes about Gordon. They came in by email, by card, by letter. And at his funeral, I read some extracts from the tributes that had come in to give the highlights of them. If anyone is interested to see them, there's a copy of those highlights over on the photograph table over there. But the tributes basically bore eloquent testimony to what a remarkable man Gordon was. What it showed was his many-faceted nature, his extraordinary diversity of skills. It showed just how many lives he touched, and it showed how widely he was respected, admired and loved. It was a very remarkable outpouring of tributes from friends and fellow musicians. It was wonderful stuff. And the word which appeared again and again was polymath. And he really was. And Gordon's range of interests and activities was quite extraordinary. Scholar, linguist, mathematician, historian, translator, arranger, teacher, coach. He could do it all. And perhaps to both the surprise and delight of those who knew him in his early years, devoted husband and father. A role in which I think we all agree he excelled. Thank you. There were so many extremely remarkable things about Gordon. His superb clarinet playing and his musicianship was well known to all of us who played with him. He was just downright marvellous, standout player in every ensemble he was in. And yet, he stopped playing in around the mid-80s. His musical arrangements for wind quintet have given tremendous pleasure to wind players all around the world. And they are fantastic. And we'll be playing just a few of those later on to remind you how good they are and how difficult they are. He was notable, I think, for the generous and absolutely unstinting attention that he gave to his pupils and his students. Quite remarkable. They all speak of that constantly in the tributes they sent in. And also, of course, he excelled as a coach. He coached for years with the wind sections of Kensington Symphony Orchestra and the Bedfordshire Youth Orchestra, and from both of those sources, again, we had so many messages following his death. Now let's not forget also what I'll call his highly idiosyncratic collecting habits. Model canon, obscure books, unplayable minority interest musical instruments, to name but a few. And let us not forget either his positively pathological attachment to jackets. The ones that really stick are the green and bluish tweed jacket, which was very well known to all his fellow orchestral players back in the 70s and 80s, but also his trademark leather jacket, which features so strongly in the memories of his students and his coachees. So he moved on to that from the blue-green one. Now, Gordon read very widely. It's all part of him being a polymath. His interests were hugely wide-ranging. It made him a very good talker. He was a fantastic interlocutor. He always had something interesting to say about pretty much any topic you could possibly raise with him. And I always admired his unfailing and not uncritical interest in other people. I stress not uncritical, because on one occasion he told me to my face that I was, quote, a pretentious sod. I protested I protested loudly and wholly unnecessarily in Spanish, which I suppose rather made his point for me. But there we go, and that is enough from me. There are several people here who would like to speak this afternoon. I wonder if that's mine. Sorry if it is. Who want to share with you their memories of Gordon. In a few minutes' time, you'll have to grab another cup of tea or a piece of cake or whatever. In about 5 or 10 minutes, I'm going to ask Peter Boyd Davis to start the ball rolling, who worked with Gordon for years at university, and then there will be others who will follow. And at the end of that session, the clarinetists from Kensington Symphony Orchestra will also share some of their memories and play for us some quartets. About 5:30, and it gets a bit approximate now, but about 5:30, food will be served by the establishment, and we can tuck in to that. 5 or 10 minutes after that, we'll start another session where the Wind Quintet will play 5 of Gordon's best loved arrangements for Wind Quintet, and there may be a few more memories. The performing part will end with almost all of us. Somewhere around 6:30, we will try to put together from scratch the clog dance from La Fille Malgardée, which Gordon arranged for Wind Decet. Every wind player here who has an instrument, it is compulsory for you to play. Everyone else has to be percussion. I might say that in Gordon's arrangement, the players were the percussion. In all the wind parts, there are the most extraordinary stamping routines written in, with air and R for left and right foot, which involve people stamping hemiolas and cross rhythms and all kinds of things. And I can tell you it was a shambles when we performed it. But I'm sure under Catherine Rose's baton, I'm sure we'll make some kind of sense of it. So that's where we are. I will call your attention again, if I may, in about 5 minutes. Thank you very much for listening.